guys, it's Chi-Chi. So I literally just came home from the Apple store and I'm really excited, but I just got my newest device, which is the 13.3-inch MacBook Pro with the new M1 chip, which is supposedly super powerful and amazing. So I'm going to open that and do the unboxing. Things are a little bit different now. I don't know if all stores are running the same, but basically I spoke on the phone to an Apple representative for like an hour and 10 minutes last night. The last time that I've been to an Apple store was actually pre-pandemic. This is the first time that I've been there since everything started. Our nearest Apple store is like an hour away. There used to be another one which was also close to an hour away, but they closed that one down a while ago. But basically I drove an hour to get there and the Apple representative didn't even say that, you know, I had to make an appointment or anything like that. I just said, what precautions are you taking because of COVID-19 and whatever, and they just said, you know, that they'll clean often and, you know, they have the plexiglass things or whatever they are and then it might look a little bit different, but I can definitely go to the store and pick up my MacBook Pro tomorrow, which was today. So I went there and I made it there about a little bit before, an hour before they closed. There was 2 lines, only outside. There was one that said Genius Bar appointments, and there was another one that said to pick up purchases. And I was like, uh-oh. So this lady comes and she's like, hi, can I help you? And I was like, yes, I am here to purchase a MacBook Pro. And she was like, oh, do you have an appointment? And I was like, no, I do not. And she was like, oh, well, then you'd have to go home and order from home. And I'm like, well, no, I spoke to somebody on the phone. I really wanted to pick it up. I'm sure that Apple takes excellent care of it in the pre-shipment part of the process, but I did not want anything to happen to my MacBook because they're not cheap and they last forever, practically, if you take care of them. I'm still using my mid-2012 MacBook Pro. It's getting slow, and that's why I wanted to buy another one for editing videos. But my MacBook 2012 is amazing. I love it. But it's a 4 gig and this bad boy right here is actually a 16 gig. So I'm really excited to try to upload, download, whatever, and just basically hopefully be blown away by the speed and power of it, especially since it does have that new M1 chip. I am hoping that the new iMac will have the M1 chip. I was initially set on buying the iMac, but when I spoke to a representative yesterday, they're the ones that told me that I don't have to go with the Intel one, that I can go with this one and it's a little bit cheaper. And then they basically got the wheels turning in my head and I was just like, all right, maybe I won't buy the iMac, or at least not just yet. I was also told some things that were not true. I was told that the new MacBook Pro for 2021 has the old MagSafe charger, which is excellent because I've had nothing but problems with my older MagSafe charger, like to the point where and I've had even a previous one I had for my other MacBook, it was the same thing, like the wires were fraying, and then I bought a replacement and every time I plug that one in, it sparks. So literally I'm just waiting for my house to catch on fire. I only charge my computer when I am right there next to it. I never go to bed with it plugged in, never leave my house with it plugged in. Like, I am terrified of what might happen. And they also said that they were doing away with some of the ports, but with the new 2021, they were going to bring it back so that there should be a C outlet, the USB-C, the regular USB, the HDMI, and I don't know what else. But when I went to go confirm everything with the rep there tonight when I bought this, it turns out there's only 2 USB-C adapters, and to even be able to plug in my external hard drive, I would have to buy a $19 adapter so it would have that regular USB outlet. So kind of turned off by that, and I kind of wanted to just say, you know what, like, maybe I'll just wait. In the end, I told the lady was able to go inside and ask if it's okay that I just try to wait to see if a spot becomes available. They were thankfully, obviously, able to get me in, which I really appreciate. I'm so thankful to the team at my local Apple store. So thank you guys so much for making my visit special and for making it basically a special exception for myself and also the person behind me that wanted to buy an iPhone. So without further ado, I will do the unboxing of the 2021. Let me just make sure. See, it says 2020. It says 2020. Alright, well they told me that I have 14 days to return it if I want to return it. So I will just open it anyway and just see, maybe I'll like it. So this is the 13.3 inch MacBook Pro. I chose the 16 gig memory with the 1 terabyte solid state drive, which is supposedly like way better than the Fusion. Yes, so it comes in this pretty box. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, and now I shall open it. So I have like sort of long fingernails, so I'm going to use them to my advantage to rip off the plastic. Alright, come to mama. Unboxing. Oh, you can't even see me. Hold on. Alright, here we go. Come to mama. Ooh, pretty. So, bam. Shiny. Alright, so there's a little pull tab right here. So, I'm assuming it says pull me. Oh my gosh, it's so thin. Oh, it's tiny. Look how thin that is. Wow. All right, so once you take that out, then you are left with this. This, I'm assuming, is your charger. It looks like another USB-C. Some more Apple stickers. Oh, they have different color ones now. Before it was just the white. Looks like there's gray. Okay. So you know what though? This does look like my charger, except I was really hoping that I could possibly use this, but I can't. But that's okay. It has the same thing as my iPhone charger. It has this small USB-C port. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure it's a USB-C, or at least very similar. So that is it. I'll put this back in here as I usually do. And just to kind of show you guys, I can put my 2012 MacBook right next to it. Okay, so this is what I was sold as the 2021 MacBook. However, the back says it's the 2020 MacBook Pro, but supposedly it does have the M1 chip, right? I'm not seeing the M1 chip. Hold on a second. Or maybe it just doesn't say on here. Okay, so I'm just gonna leave this here for now. So, comparison. So my MacBook Pro mid 2012 version is bigger. So if I just kind of very carefully stand them up, it is about, my best estimation, about a 1/2 inch difference this way. Kind of hard doing it in the air, but as you can see, mine is bigger all the way around, and it's also much thicker. So the new one is much thinner than the other one. I'm not sure about weight. I want to say this one's lighter. I'd have to look up the specs to be sure. So don't judge this one. It's been around the block. Obviously, it's older than my oldest child. That should say something. All right, so I'm gonna take this guy out of his beautiful wrapper and knock my box down. Okay. So I will say that online, they were giving me the choice between 2 colors, if I remember correctly. But in the store, they did not ask me what color I wanted. I just told them I wanted the thing, and they said, okay. They pretty much brought it out. So Oh, I love it. So I'm going to remove the protective thing. I'm gonna put my 2012 over here for a sec. So it's gonna take me through the setup and everything, but look how thin this is. It's super thin. And again, this one's been beat up and I have a colorful keyboard on it, but
to use English as the main language, press the return key.
So we are a bilingual household, English and Spanish, but I'm going to set it up in English. After choosing your language, you're going to go ahead and choose your country or region. I'm in the USA, so I'm choosing that. Accessibility features can adapt your Mac to your individual needs. You can turn them on now to help you finish setting up and further customize them later in system preferences. See what's available in each of the categories below it. It has categories for vision, motor, hearing, and cognitive, which is really cool. I am going to choose not now, but again, it says that I can find them later in system preferences, so that is okay. I'm going to select my Wi-Fi network and enter my password. Oh, cool. So another thing about everything happening with the pandemic, the store is not like it was before where you can go in and play with the toys. Obviously, they don't want anyone to touch anything, or they want people to touch as few things as possible. So it wasn't like I could go in and compare the MacBook Pro to the iMac. It was like, okay, you have to know exactly what you want. That's what she told me. So she came back out, she's like, look, we can make an exception, you can get your computer, but you need to know exactly what kind you want, the Air, Pro, iMac. You need to know what color, how much RAM, how much storage, and if you want anything else, you need to know exactly. And even the person that was behind me, she was like, you know, if you're buying a phone, know exactly which one you want, like the storage, the color, everything. You just have to just walk in, tell them what you want. And I was still in there about 15 minutes, so it wasn't like super quick, but it was very quick especially for my Apple Store visits, because I always ask like a ton of questions because I'm not very tech savvy, but at the same time, like I kind of want to learn more about what I'm purchasing, obviously, because it is an investment to me. So after you enter in your Wi-Fi, it'll come up with a data and privacy message. It basically, it just tells you what the icon is when any Apple feature asks to use your personal information with certain features or services. And then it'll say Migration Assistant. If you have information on another Mac or Windows PC, you can transfer it to this Mac. You can also transfer information from a Time Machine backup or another startup disk. How do you want to transfer? So I'm going to choose Not Now. And then it's going to have you sign in with your Apple ID. You're going to sign in to use iCloud, the App Store, other Apple services, stuff like that. So go ahead and sign in. Be right back. Okay, so after you put in your ID, depending on how you have your account configured, or depending on how Apple handles your account, I'm guessing. So I entered in my iCloud information, and then it said to verify from another device. So I had to go to my iPad because I am currently recording from my phone, and my old laptop, I haven't logged into it yet. So I put that code in, and then I just have to agree to their terms and conditions, and then it'll have you create a computer account. So that is what I shall do now. Once you enter in your iCloud information and you verify with the verification digits, it will then have you agree to the terms, and then you can create an account on your computer, create a password, log in, and now right now it is just setting up my iCloud account into this device. So while it's doing that, I will say that the trackpad, not sure if you can tell from there, is significantly larger in the new MacBook Pro. There is a very cool strip at the bottom It's kind of like the same stuff as what was previously found in these keys that are like the F keys, but instead it's in this strip. It's basically to lighten and brighten your screen, your volume controls, escape. I'm not sure what this button is in the corner, but I do not see a power button, so I'm going to go ahead and assume it is that. Although, I think I remember reading that there is a fingerprint thing in this so that you can enter in quickly. So let me just continue doing this here. So now it says, Find My allows you to locate this Mac on a map, send it messages, and remotely lock it or erase it. Find My will use the Apple ID, blah, 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 at blah, blah, blah.com. Find My also protects your Mac with activation lock, which prevents anyone else from using your Mac if it's ever lost or stolen. And then there's Express Setup. It says, you have signed into your Apple ID, blah, 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 at blah, blah, blah.com for iCloud, the App Store, and other Apple services. The feature and settings below will be set up for you, or you can customize the settings yourself. So it says allow maps and other apps and services like Find My and Spotlight suggestions to gather and use data to determine your location. You can also choose to help Apple improve its products and services by allowing analytics of usage and data from this Mac. You can choose to learn more. You can customize your settings. Right now, I just want to get everything going, so I'm just gonna hit continue. And there's another thing for analytics. Help app developers improve their products and services automatically. I am going to click that. So when something crashes, it will share the crash and usage data with app developers. And then there's an option for screen time. It gives you weekly reports, downtime and app limits, content and privacy restrictions, and screen time passcodes. I will say I have this on my iPad, actually on my iPhone, and it's a little scary, my usage. But every time it says that I am down whatever percent from the previous week, I'm always like, yes. I hit continue, and then it asks if you want to enable Siri. Siri is basically the little robot inside of the Apple devices that can answer your questions or make suggestions. She's just really cool. You can also set up to have her recognize your voice by simply saying, "Hey Siri." So I'm gonna set that up now. Hey Siri, open the documents folder. Hey Siri, show my downloads. Hey Siri, what's the weather? Hey Siri, what does the rest of my day look like? Hey Siri is now ready. So basically I just follow the prompts that it had me do to set her up. So then I'm going to click continue. And then it says improve Siri and dictation. Help Apple improve Siri and dictation by allowing Apple to store audio of your Siri and dictation interactions from this Mac. Apple may review a sample of stored audio. You can change this later in system preferences. This data is not associated with your Apple ID and will only be stored for a limited period. I'm going to choose not now, so you can choose to share or choose not to share. File Vault Disk Encryption. File Vault secures your data by encrypting the contents of your disk and locking your screen with a password. Would you like to use File Vault to encrypt the disk on your Mac? This one, I don't know if I've been asked this before, so I'm actually really not sure which to check off. So you can turn it on, you can allow iCloud account to unlock the disk. I guess I'll just use it. Why not? Touch ID. Oh, it's right. So this little piece right here in the corner. Oh, look. Oh, it talks to you. It says lift. I don't even know if you guys can see that from there. Let me get a little bit closer. So right here in that black part at the top, it says lift and rest your finger on Touch ID repeatedly. So I am going to do my finger here. And then just like on your iPhone or any other device, you will go through, I clicked it, oh my gosh, sorry. Lift and rest your finger on Touch ID repeatedly. Clicked it by accident. I don't know what clicking it does. Keep going to capture the edges of your fingerprint. So when it says that, I usually just kind of turn my hand to the side, a little bit, not my whole hand, but like my finger. Touch ID is ready. Your fingerprint can be used to unlock your Mac. So that's pretty cool. This has Apple Pay. You can add your credit, debit, or store cards and use Apple Pay with Touch ID to make purchases easily and securely right from your Mac. So I suppose had I have chosen the option for everything to just kind of come right to this. Oops, sorry. Never mind, it came right to it. So basically after choosing that option, everything just kind of came right up. So that was pretty cool. You can also add different cards. You can choose to set it up later. I personally love my Apple Card. I actually just got a 3% rewards from this purchase today. So really cool. I think the guy said it usually takes like a day or so, but I'm not really worried about it as long as I get it at some point. So now it's basically just setting up my cards for Apple Pay, and then it will ask you for the security code on the back of each of your cards with the exception of your Apple Card. So I probably will have to go through and add those later, which it's no big deal. Oh my God, there's so many cards. And then you will see choose your look. You can choose light, dark, or auto. It says select an appearance and see how the dock, menus, buttons, and windows adjust depending on which one you choose. You can change this later in system preferences. Oh, I didn't even pay attention to what I was choosing. I was just like, continue. Okay, true tone display. Your Mac automatically adapts to ambient lighting conditions to make colors appear consistent in different environments. You can change this later in displays in system preferences. So this is how it is now, and it says see without true tone display. So it actually looks much more blue without it. Interesting. So now I'm just gonna finish setting up my Mac. It's saying calendar would like to use your location. Your location is required to provide you with improved location searches and travel time estimates. I'm going to pick don't allow because for me, it's not like I'm taking my iPad with me and using it as a GPS. And if I tend to order food or something like that, it's almost always done with my phone. So there's no need for my computer to know, oh wait, except for find my iPhone. But this is for calendar. So I'm just gonna put don't allow. So this is your home screen. Apparently I just chose a whole bunch of emojis unintentionally. It's very, very nice. At the top of the keyboard, you can see those controls that I mentioned, basically to control your lighting settings, keyboard settings, the volume controls. Actually, it looks like they changed. That is crazy, because when I was setting it up before, it was not those controls in that bar. I don't even know if you can see that. Apparently they change. That's crazy. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I bought this basically for editing. Let's go to iMovie. I'm gonna go right into the spotlight bar, type in iMovie, just to pull it up. Welcome to iMovie, and holy crap, that was fast. If I tried to load iMovie on my current computer, we might be here until tomorrow. So I'm going to allow access to all photos because I definitely will be using my photos. Wow. I am already blown away. I really wish that the iMac already had the M1 chip because I probably would have got that today. Crazy how fast this is. I'm going from a 4 gig with my mid-2012 MacBook Pro to 16 with the 2021, although my box says 2020, MacBook Pro. So this is extremely exciting. Oh my gosh. I am going to play around with this. This is basically all the setup. I walked you guys through it. Hopefully I helped somebody or gave you guys some excitement watching my unboxing of I don't know if I should call this the 2020 MacBook Pro or the 2021, because I was told it was the 2021, but the box says 2020. So I feel like if I say 2021, I'm lying to you guys. I don't want to lie. Here it is. I am super excited. This so far has been a good purchase. Obviously, it's still a baby to me, but I'm going to play with it tomorrow, try some video editing for my YouTube videos, and basically just see how I like it. I'm also going to be purchasing Final Cut Pro, and I was looking into, I think it's called Renaissance? I forgot what it's called. Something along those lines. I will give you guys an update as soon as I can. But you have watched an unboxing of the most recent 2020 or 2021 MacBook Pro with the new M1 chip. And yes, it is so fast, and I haven't even played with it that much, but I can already tell it's crazy fast. So we'll update you guys as soon as I can. Thanks for watching. Bye.